Good morning. Welcome to the second session of our course, that is production planning and control. So in the last class we have discussed about the syllabus structure and everything in the first class. So coming to the first unit, so the first topic is introduction to PPCs. Today in today's class we are going to see some basic definitions and what are the various why PPC is needed in an industry. We are going to discuss about those two topics in today's class. So coming before going into the topic, there's a nice quote that is, you can see, that is, knowledge is our most powerful engine of production. So in order to produce any product or anything, so in order to do any work, we need to have some knowledge. So PPC is nothing production. As we know, the definition itself can be said. So production is nothing but converting of any raw material. If any raw material is there, so we are going to transform those raw material to any useful product. So how we are going to convert those raw materials to any useful product, we are going to see. So what are the various methods that are used? So what are the various machines that can be used? So the main production is nothing but we can define production. It can be defined as converting of this raw material into any useful product. So there may be many in between, there may be many processes that are included. There may be so many manufacturing requirements. Basing upon those things, we can by using those techniques, this raw material is converted into finished product. So we can see there are different types of industries are there. So some industries, they work on fabrics, means cloth industries, where they are going to produce some useful clothings that are necessary for the humans. So they are going to work on that fabric material. So materials are of different types. Some they are going to use some metallic materials, some use some plastics or ceramics. So as there are materials are of different types, their processing methods are also different. So in processing of a fabric, the method is different. In processing of metallic materials, the process are different. In producing the plastics, the process is different. In producing ceramics, the process is different. So there are different types of industries, so production based industries, so where they are going to work on different types of materials. So each and every material will be its own advantage and its own characteristics. So based upon those characteristics, the machineries or the methods that are to be utilized are planned, and accordingly they are going to use those things in their industry. So the production can be defined as the production activity consists of transformation of the materials into finished goods, means the conversion of raw materials, as we seen. So these sometimes we can see the welding means some companies, they are working on welding things. So there they are going to use some welding techniques, various welding techniques, and they are going to prepare any useful product. So likewise, you can see here the cotton industry, where the cotton the core is they are going to prepare the cotton from the core, and the core is converted into thread, and the thread is converted into some yarn, and that yarn they are going to process by using some stitching methods. They are going to produce the finished product, like the clothings which we are wearing in the industry. We can see different types of products or clothings that are generally available in the market. So the production activity consists of transformation of these materials or raw materials into finished goods. So this may be of different types. This uses one type of this industry may be using one type of machines to fabricate or to convert this cotton into fabric. and here if itself if we consider the metallic, means the raw material may be some metallic form, it may be aluminum, cast iron or anything. So by using some machineries we are going to convert into useful product. Likewise using some casting techniques for the ceramics and everything, so that casting, using that casting process we can convert those raw materials into finished product. So different types of industries will be working on different types of products by using different types of techniques. So for anything, the production system is broadly, we can define that conversion of raw materials. So the raw materials are different. Here the cotton is the raw material, in the metallic part some metals are raw materials, for ceramics some clay or some ceramic materials, those are the raw materials. For any plastic industries, plastic manufacturing industries, plastics, different types of plastics, they are the raw materials for that one. So from using those raw materials and using some processes and some machineries in order to process that processes, they are going to convert the raw materials into useful products. So when we can say that a production system is an effective system, so the system should be an effective system means so taking some input and bringing some output. So in this process of bringing the output from the input, there should be some efficient methods that are to be used so that we can use or convert most number of raw materials into useful product and minimizing the wastages, minimizing the time, minimizing the production cost and everything. So if we are going to plan the things accordingly, automatically the system will be very efficient and it can be easily produce more number of products with less wastage and with less number of errors. So likewise a production system can be termed as efficient. When we can say that production system as an efficient means, if that system is able to maintain the quantity, means producing of the products, producing the products whatever the customer is needed, what the customer asks for, so how much number of quantity the customer is asking for, so that much number of quantity if the company is able to produce, at the same time maintaining the quality, so without having any deviations in the quality, whatever the requirements of the customer, the quality requirements, maintaining that quality, as well as the cost also. So that cost should be aimed for all the sectors of the market, all the sectors of the market, that should be suitable for the market. So the cost should be effective. And finally the most important thing is the time, because this plays a major role in any market. So we must be able to produce the products in time, in the pre-described time, so whatever the customer is asking for, when it is required, so we must try to produce before itself, when the before the time comes from. So these are the, if the system is able to maintain that quantity as well as quality with the cost and time, automatically we can say that the system is an effective system. If the system is able to produce the right quantities at the right time with the predetermined cost and pre-established time, then we can say the system is running and the system is an efficient system. Okay, so then what is meant by some so these are the client, what are the requirements, we can see the quality most, if I want to satisfy the customer, what is the needs that are majorly needed, that is maintain the things, that is the quality that should be maintained, at the same time the cost should be affordable and the time schedules. So when the customer is asking for, we need to able to produce the same, as well as the scope. The scope means the market demand. So what is the demand that is nearly needed in the market. So we need to look forward for the four different things. These four things we should keep in mind, and accordingly we should plan the systems. So production planning and control is a tool available to the management to achieve the stated objectives. So these stated objectives are nothing but to maintain the quality, quantity, cost and time. So this PPC means the production planning and control department will always look for maintaining those things. So whatever the required quantity that is asked for, and what is the quality that is prescribed for, and what how much cost that can be affordable, and what is the time frame that the customer has given. So keeping all those things in the mind, so the production activities are being planned by this PPC. So it acts like a tool. So it act like a tool in order to prepare the products in time. So then what is production planning? As the name itself, we can say production planning means planning of the production activities, planning for the production activities. In simply we can say planning for the production activities. What is a production activity? It's nothing but converting of raw materials to product, any product. So in conversion there will be using so many different types of process. So many machines will be used, so much of employees are to be worked for, and so many different types of methods we are going to use in order to convert those things. So how these production activities, means in between production activities what are there in conversion of raw material to finished product, how these activities can be planned accordingly in a sequence, so that the quality, quantity, cost and time can be achieved. Whatever the stated objectives are there, those stated objectives can be achieved. So the PPC will be looking for how this raw material can be converted into a product, so in a very efficient manner, so eliminating all the wastages and increasing our production in the most economical way. So production planning, see here the definition says that, see, production planning starts with the analysis of the given data. Where it starts from the analysis. What the analysis? That the analysis comes from the market analysis. What does a market says? So what type of products are merely necessary for the market? So what type of products are the customers are looking for, what they are looking for, what are the various features that are that should be included in that product. So how that product demand could be in the market, how much long the market can sustain that product. So in that way some feedbacks or some information is gathered from the market in order to, before planning of the preparing of any product. So according to the viability of that product in the market, the management will be taking the decisions whether that material can be, or that product can be prepared or not, and sending it to the market. Because without having any demand or without having any usefulness of the product in the market, that it is very useless of producing that product and wasting all the materials, wasting all the finance on that, wasting on the product. So before starting of producing any product, so the company or the organizations will be looking for the market strategies, how the market could be looking like. So what does a real market wants for? So it starts from the analysis of the market, means the data that is given from that is taken from the market analysis. So that data can be used for based on the demand of the products and delivery schedules in order to prepare those things. So production planning starts with the analysis of the given data, that is demand for the products in the market and what delivery schedules it should maintain, means when we need to produce, because we will be having in any market, the industry will be having more competitors. So if that in order to beat out those competitions, the system should be able to idealize that product before itself, and it should make it possible to be available in the market, or else the competitor may be also thinking in the same way, and he may also be producing the same product before the organization starts. So in order to make our product available in the market, we should analyze, first of all we need to analyze what the demand for the product, whether the product is a viable product or not, and if that is a viable product, then if the customer needs or the demand of the product will be more, then at what time we need to release the product into the market. So that delivery schedules we need to look for. So when the product should strike the market, and from when the market can or the product can hold the market and all those things. So we need to plan it before itself, and thereby the basis of the information, basing on the information from the market, a scheme of utilization of the resources, means whatever the firm resources are there, nothing but so for any organization there are the main resources that are available are nothing but 4 M's. What are those 4 M's? It's nothing but one M stands for machine, second M stands for method, various methods used, third M stands for men, or fourth M stands for the material. So these are the most important resources that are available for any organization. So 4 M's: material, methods, machines and men. So after analyzing the market and after finalizing of production of the product, so the scheme of utilization of the resources, how effectively we can use these resources in order to produce the product, and we can to obtain the target in the most economical way. So how we can use these materials, methods, machines and men in a very economical way, and how fast we can get into the market. So the production planning, it's nothing but start from the analysis of the given data, that is what is the data that is available, what will be the demand for the product, and when that product should be available, at what time, what is the right time of availability of that product. So information of those things, based on those things, so the system should be able to produce a plan basing upon how the firm resources can be utilized in order to meet the target in the most economical way. So coming to the, you can see here, so what are the 4 M's? That is material, machines, methods and methods are different types, means conventional methods are there, materials, different types of materials, metallic materials, ceramic materials, glass material, or any fabrics or anything, depending upon what type of material we are planning for, what type of products we are planning for, and what type of material that is used, that can be used in order to prepare that product. So how much manpower that is necessary, how much of manpower that is required in order to prepare those product. So next, what type of machineries are generally available in our industry, and what type of machineries that are required in order to produce that one, and what are the methods, conventional methods or any automated methods or robotic systems, what type of methods in generally we are using, and what type of methods in generally that are required. So these 4 M's, whatever the 4 M's are there, so these 4 M's are the system, the planning department will be looking for effective utilization of these 4 M's in any industry in order to reach the target. So next, you can see what's the production control then. What do you mean by control? Controlling means, so taking if the system is not going according to the plan, then some things they need to handle in order to make that system in control, or to bring that system into the control. So in that way, the controlling department or production control department also, they comes into action when the activities are not going according to the plan. So whatever the production planning department has given, these are the activities that are to be done accordingly in order to meet our target, what they have fixed. So if that production plan is not going according to the plan, then this production control department will be coming into action, and they are going to search for what is the various where are the deviations are going on, so what is the root cause for the deviation, and they are going to take some corrective actions in order to make that production in control and reach the targets in the same most economical way. So in generally we have discussed in the production planning that there are 4 M's. So the problems may also be based on 4 M's only. Okay, sometimes the material may not be available, sometimes the manpower may not be available, or sometimes the methods which we are using may not be suitable for the product in preparing a fast production. And sometimes some machines also, sometimes there may be a breakdown occurs, or the conventional machinery cannot be suitable in order to produce that complex nature of that product. So these forums, whatever the if any problems that are being occurred by these any forums, that may lead to the deviation of the product plan. So when this deviation is being occurred, then automatically the production planning controlling department will be entering into the system, and they are going to see the system where the actual deviations are being occurred. So what is the various root cause for that one, and what type of corrective actions that are necessary in order to bring out those deviation into the actual plan. So here in the figure you can see that the supervisors, they are looking about the work that is going on in the workshop. So where the work is going on, how the work is going on, how much of production is actually planned, how much of production is actually being done. So what is the root cause for that one? Is there any problem from the man, is there any problem from the machine, or is there any problem from the material? Adequate materials are not available. So they are going to see, they are going to observe each and everything. So and they are going to prepare the reports accordingly, what is the actually planned things and what is the things that are going on in the workshop. So basing on those things, they are going to take some corrective actions, and accordingly they are going to see the production is under control. So in generally we can have this example also. So when we are traveling on on the roads, so in generally traffic lights, if every human being is who is using their bikes or everything, if they are going according to the traffic rules and regulations, then there is no need of any traffic policeman standing on the roads and see all the things are going accordingly or not. So if that production or if that planned activities are going accordingly, then there is no need of controlling things also. So in the same way, so whatever the planned activities are there, how the planned activities are how the activities are planned, and what are the schedules that are given. So is the things are going according to the schedule or not, this control department will be taking care, and they are going to see if any problem occurs, they are going to take some corrective actions, and they are going to bring that production system into control. So the combination of these two is nothing but PPC is the direction and coordination of firm resources towards attaining the prefixed goals. Means direction means giving the directions how it need to follow. So what are the various ways, methods to be followed or to be used in order to produce that product, and coordinating the things means how many people are there, how many processes are involved, or how many departments are involved in producing that product. So bringing a coordination between those systems or those departments in order to achieve the prefixed goals, whatever the goal we are having, what is the objective of the company. So in order to reach that objective, so maintaining the direction and coordination between the resources. Okay, so supply of materials means whether that materials are available, means coordinating the things, whether the material is available in the stores or whether the machines are in good condition, whether the methods are an effective methods or not, and the manpower is actually sufficient or not. Okay, we need to see everything. So all the things, it coordinates the things, it always have a word, or it always maintains some bond between, or the maintain some information between all these forums. So from the stores, whether the raw materials and tools or any other special items that are required in order to prepare that product is that are adequately available in these stores, and all the machineries are in good condition. So are they well maintained, or any problems are there, they need to observe, and all the methods are an effective methods, or they are conventional methods, or any other some effective type of methods are being used in that or not, or how, if they are not being used, how can we use or how can we convert, or how can we modify our methods into the effective methods, they need to see, and whether the manpower that is available is really sufficient in producing the products or not. So all the things they need to see. So it coordinates the supply and movement of materials and labor and ensures economic and balanced utilization of machines and equipments, as well as other activities related with the production, to achieve the desired manufacturing results in terms of quantity, quality, time and place. These are nothing but the objectives of any production system. So quality, quantity, cost and time are the objectives of system. So if in order to achieve these objectives, so the PPC, the system should be able to coordinate all the people that are involved in preparing that product. So it should maintain some coordination right from the movement of the materials and using of machines and equipments and other activities that are related, so as to achieve the stated objectives. So this is the PPC. So we will see some of the definitions that are given by, and also this PPC can be compared to our brain, because our brain controls all the things, right? All whatever the activities we are going to do. So what to see, what not to see, what to do, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do and what not to do. So whether we need to sleep, play or anything, so that instructions will be coming from the brain. So according to the planning of the brain only, the human beings will be acting on the. So likewise, a production system can also be, or the PPC can be also be compared to the brain. Okay, so means the brain will be planning for the activities, what are the activities that are really needed for the industry, what type of activities that are really needed for the industry, how the activities are to be done, in what way they are to be done, or in what way they are to be handled, and everything that will be planned by our brain, and accordingly our human our body used to act. So according to the brain instructions only, our body is going to act in that same sense. So what are the instructions that are given by the production planning department? So the industry is to be acted. So the productivity or the manufacturing research, reports, analysis, time studies. So all these are the system components. All these are the industrial system components. So all these activities are to be maintained by the PPC. So the reports, the analysis, based upon all this information, it is going to plan. So taking the market research, basing on the productivity, the type of manufacturing, and the research activity, by the analysis, by doing some analysis, and by production reports, how the production is actually going on. So how effectively you are going to produce the products, and time study, how the demand is going to vary from time to time, basing on the time studies and evaluations. So basing on all these calculations, the PPC is going to plan the things. So we can compare the PPC of any organization as a brain of a human system. As of brain is planning the activities, what we are going to do, likewise PPC is going to plan all the activities what an industry has to perform. So a simple example I have taken from the garment industry, and these are the various tasks that are to be performed in any. So follow up and executions, task scheduling, right from this task scheduling. So what task we are going to do, what product we are going to prepare, and what are the various schedules that are available we need to plan for. And the material resource planning, what is the material that is available, is that material is really available with this, and the loading and production, patterns and makers, process selections and plannings, facility locations, estimation quantity and cost, capacity plannings, line planning, cost controlling and reducing losses, delivery timely shipments, and follow up and executions. These are the various roles of PPC in a simple garment industry. So there are different more industries are there, oil industries are there, next cement industries are there, beverages industries are there, food industries are there are different industries we can see. So in every industry most probably they are going to look for different activities. So likewise, so we can see these are the activities that are in a garment industry. Likewise, every industry will be having their own activities. So this PPC will be looking after how these activities can be planned for and how these activities are to be executed so that the targets can be reached within the time. So before that we will see some more definitions that are given by some authors. So Kimball is one author. So he has defined as production planning as the industrial operations. There it is going to involve four different types of considerations, that is what, where, how and when. These four considerations: what work shall be done, when the work shall or where the work shall be done, how the work shall be done and when the work shall be done. What work shall be done can be confirmed from the market analysis. So what is the targeted product we are going to look for, so what type of product we are going to produce and where we are going to produce that product, whether we are going to produce in-house or we need to give some subcontracts. So whether basing upon our capacity of the organization, whether we are able to produce the product in our own industry or we are going to give some subcontracts for the other industry. So where the work has to take place, so in what place, so what are according to the requirements of that product, where the work has to be takes place, and how, what are the various methods that are involved in producing that product, and when the delivery schedules, means the scheduling of when the work has to be start and when the work has to end. So these four considerations that is to be taken by the planning department. So according to Kimball, the definition is in this way: the planning of industrial operations involves four considerations, namely what work shall be done, where the work shall be done, how the work shall be done, and finally when the work shall be done. So this deals for what type of products we are going to produce, what type of products we are going to look for, so whether it is in house or we need to manufacture some other, we need to bought out the parts from somebody else, and what are the various methods that are involved in preparing that product, and what are the various delivery schedules in order to meet that. So likewise, another definition that is given by Ray Wild, according to him, production planning is concerned with the determination, acquisition and arrangement of all the facilities necessary for future operations. So production planning is looking for, according to Ray Wild, the production planning, so it's nothing but determining, so what are the various requirements, means what are the 4 M's that are required, so men, machines, materials and methods, what are the various things that are nearly necessary for producing those products. So determination and acquisition means acquiring all the things. So if they are really available in the market, they need to purchase all that material before they are going to produce. So what first we need to observe what are the things that are really necessary in order to prepare that product. So what are the various methods, men's, machines and everything, what are things that are really necessary for producing that product, and after identifying those things we need to acquire, or we need to bring out all those things, we need to purchase all the things and make it ready, and after acquiring we need to arrange all the arrangements according to the needs. So according to the work that is being done and according to the requirements of that work, we need to arrange all the facilities for future operations, whatever the operations we are going to do. So what are the requirements for that operations, we need to first identify, acquire and then arrange all the things so as to so as to minimize the interruptions or obstructions in the production flow. So these decisions, whatever the management decisions are there, So based on the resources that are available, so the operations can be planned in order to prepare the desired product. Next, the production control, it is given by Henry Foyle. According to Henry Foyle, the production control is nothing but it refers to ensuring that all which occurs is in accordance with the rules established and the instructions issued. Means, according to his definition, we can see that whatever that is happening in the real time process, so is that being in or in line with the production plan that is given by the department. So is the real time occurring is in accordance with the planned things or not, they need to ensure all the things. So whatever the planned activities are there, what are the schedules that are being prepared by the planning department, whether in actual production, when the production is going on, whether those things are being carried out in the actual planned way or not, any deviations are being occurred, they need to see and they need to take some necessary actions. So production control refers to ensuring, first they need to ensure whether all the activities that are being taken place, that are being working under, are according to the planned one. So that should be in accordance with the established rules as well as the instructions issued. So these instructions will be issued by the planning department. So this control department should make sure whether these activities are going according to the plan or not. So each and every industry, it's not based on any product industry or service industry or even academic industries also. So there will be some controlling techniques, whether the timetable is being followed, whether the syllabus is being covered according to the timetable or the planned lesson plans, and whether all the syllabus coverage is being covered according to the scheduled exam timetable and everything. They need to have some identification and they need to take some measures in order to bring that system into the control. So likewise, the production control department in any production industry will be making sure that all which occurs in that industry is in accordance with the established and instructions issued. So next, production planning and control. So the combination of both production planning and control, it's nothing but it's given by Charles Say. According to Charles, so production planning and control is the coordination of series of functions according to a plan which will economically utilize. So the most foremost thing is that the utilization must be economical. So this is the most important thing. So the wastage of material should be reduced, wastage of time should be reduced, wastage of machinery should be reduced. So in what way we can economically utilize the plant facilities? So the plant will be having, or an industry will be having the resources. What are the 4 resources we can see in 4 M's? So these 4 M's should be effectively and economically should be utilized. So this production planning and control department will look for the coordination of activities, coordination for the activities that are going to take place in that one, so which will economically utilize the facilities and regulate the orderly movement, means moving the work according to the planned schedules. So how the schedules are being planned, so according to that plan, this work is being moving from one station to the other station. They need to check orderly movement of the goods through the entire manufacturing cycle. Manufacturing cycle means starting from the market and sending it to the market. So in between, what are the various processes that are involved, what are the various things that are being involved, various activities that are being involved, they should see that should be done in an orderly movement. So according to the planned orderly movement. So entire manufacturing cycle, from the procurement of all the materials to the shipping of the finished goods. So from the raw material stage to the finished product stage. So whatever the activities are there in the system, so those systems should be coordinated and planned, and accordingly they should regulate the movement in order to attain the whatever the targets that are planned for. So this PPC will be looking for the coordination between all the people who are working, so as to they can share their information, they can share the work as well as they can share everything, so accordingly to meet the stated objectives. So this is these are some definitions that are given by some things. So we'll see why PPC is needed, why this production planning department is needed in any industry. So why PPC should be involved in any industry. So why industry should look for establishing in any in a production planning and control department in their industry. Why means there are some advantages of using this PPC in any industries. The first and foremost thing, they make use of the firm resources and effective advantages of establishing any PPC in any industry. So what activities they actually do and what advantages we can get for, we'll see it in the next class. Thank you.